Good morning to all of you. I will just share a few thoughts on the various, it's basically about a project, e-governance project and project management, as we'd like to call it. Some learnings from a project management or project development. First of all, let me take this opportunity to thank Elets and Government of Kerala for giving me this opportunity. What shall be speaking today is about, in general, e-governance projects and what are the kind of landmines you would see, what are the things to take care of, and how to go about a project. But talking offhand would not be so accurate. So I'd go with the project. So we'll talk about Kaveri 2. Kaveri 2 has been recently rolled out by Government of Karnataka. It's a evaluation and e-registration initiative. We already had Kaveri 1. It was launched in 2003. But Kaveri 2 takes it to the next step. It really makes e-governance initiative, takes it very close to people. See, any e-governance project, we would think that any project will require citizen engagement, especially e-governance. When you say e-governance, where most e-governance projects are failing is because stakeholder engagement is not given that much of importance. People concentrate a lot more on technology and not on the stakeholders. So the stakeholder here becomes very important, because unless he uses the project, unless it trickles down to the public who have to use it, then there is no use. I mean, if there is no citizen engagement, if large number of people don't participate, citizen participation is not there, then the project is a real failure, I would say. You may have the best of technologies, you may have best of platforms, you may bring it out, roll it out in the best of the way, but if people don't use it and benefit by it, it is a non-starter. Okay, so Kaveri 1 was already a project which was already there, and this in this platform on Kaveri 1, we see that public participate, but public have to come. The problems that we faced was large crowds coming and waiting in registration office, and then we also saw a large, most of the time was lost in uploading documents, verifying documents, and providing citizens that the assistance to upload their documents. There would be, say, 4 or 5 data entry operators, but more than 40 citizens. Along with citizens, there will be the deed writers, their paraphernalia, the 10 people with every buyer, seller, their witnesses. So there used to be a big crowd in front of the data entry operator, and every time a data was entered, every document is entered, there would be a lot of mistakes, because you would have people just breathing down each other's neck. One, the offices were also not able to contain that crowd. 2, data entry operators were not able to do that the work properly. First of all, this department is, the oldest department And the job of this department, it's 1856, as a department starting in 1856, and all the other things you can yourself read it. I'm not going to go into that. I want to rush through my presentation. The prime responsibility, according to the department officials, is that maintenance and preservation of registered public documents. But I'd like to add another thing here. It's not just maintenance and preservation. The basic and the more important responsibility of the department would be to be the witness to the transaction that happens between two of them, to facilitate it. Government is the facilitator, and government authenticates the transaction between two people. So that is the major responsibility here. And then maintenance and preservation would come as a byproduct of that. So these are the old documents that are as old as there are in different languages. There is Farsi, there is Modi, there is Marathi, there is Kannada, there is the Telugu, in some places there is Tamil. There are many languages in which the documents are written. This is one of the oldest documents, as old as 1856. It's written in Farsi. You can see the little diagram there. So this is how it was preserved. Now you have only one reader who can read this. So the vision that the department says it is to provide timely, transparent, and accessible, reliable service in a comfortable environment and a streamlined process to committed, trained, and motivated workforces. Now, as I told you, we started Kaveri 1, which was again a digitized, it was a computerized registration system in 2003. Then we've added many things to it. So what the vision of the government is to have a unified land management system. So when a person, the document could start with how he got the property. It could be through transaction, it could be through a revenue, department grant, or he could have, it could, how he got the property is where the transaction starts. It moves to mutation when it comes into his name. He bifurcates it. He gives it to another person. He divides it among people. There are many ways that is done. Then it finally moves on to giving him the kata. He is getting the electric connection. He is getting the water connection. He is having a sketch for his property. So it's a complete journey from when the property came into his hands to when he would transact it next time. So we've integrated Bhumi. Bhumi is our agriculture land database. We've gone into Mojini, which is a survey department database. We've integrated with eSottu, which is the RDPR, that Panchayat Raj properties. We've integrated it with Sakala, which is a time-bound delivery of services. We've integrated with eAsti, which is the urban land database, urban land management database. We have a Maulya app which actually calculates the valuation of the property. In addition, we have Fruits, which is, or eSala, which is a easy, it's a a loan management of portal for the farmers. So these are all the integrations that are there. So we have gone through a big journey from 2003 to 2023. So when we started Kaveri 2, that is more important. The idea was to ensure citizens don't come to our office. As I told you, we had all these problems of people coming into our office. So we had the challenges of, one is a technological challenge. The other one was the operational challenge. Then there was process challenge. There was no proper workflow or process that was there in Kaveri 1. There was a process. People would come whenever they felt like for getting their property verified. They would come and do their registration whenever there was a time. So there was no proper, workflow for it. All our machines had got outdated. The system was getting outdated. Even the technology that we were using was getting outdated. So we upgraded all this while taking care of the various challenges we had. As I told you, now one of the things that we wanted is people not to come to our office. People should be in control of their own documents. So we have allowed in the user module, we've allowed people to upload their own documents. So they don't now come to sub-registrar office anymore. They can upload their documents from wherever they are. It comes online to the sub-registrar, who verifies the document, who sends it back after he says it's okay, or he would make some corrections and send it back. Once it is okay, citizen pays online to the treasury directly. He makes his own appointment on the appointment scheduler, comes to the office, spends about 5 minutes, gives his signature, his thumb and his photograph, and he on his way back he collects his document. This is how the system is developed. So there is a pre-registration module where the data entry happens. The citizen module has the encumbrance. It has the certified copy module. Then you have a sub-registrar module, you have a district registrar module, you have an IGR module. Then the whole thing is also going on to the mobile for spot inspection and other things. So, as I've explained, the document is prepared manually, but it's uploaded onto the system in Kaveri 2. Most of the what we were doing manually is now being done on the system. So it is almost the pre-registration module is faceless. He paperless, faceless, and cashless. We also don't take any money. It is all directly paid to the treasury. So a lot of re-engineering had to be done. A lot of so one was to ensure that the citizen does not come to our office, so we have to educate him. So as I told you, in the e-governance project, one of the things I found that it fails because of less citizen engagement. Number 2, change management. We concentrated a lot on change management because I felt that if people understand what it is and he understands the benefit, he understands how it works, then the change from this system to the other, because citizen here has a lot more to do than just come to the office with his sale deed. So we concentrated on that. We also did a lot of process re-engineering at the back end. So now we said there shall be only one visit by the citizen, not multiple visits. Then the time taken for service was reduced to 15 minutes. The presence of applicants not required in certain cases, that is e-Sala. And in the case of, the services steps were brought down. This is the process re-engineering for the loan management system for the farmers. So like that, for every aspect, every instrument or every workflow, we had a process re-engineering done. So we concentrated on that. Then for now, encumbrance certificate and certified copies, you could get them anywhere. You need not come to our office. You can upload your application and get it. So the idea is a citizen should not enter data too many times. We should be able to auto-populate from various places. Could be from Bhumi, could be from e-Asti, could be from e-Sottu. See, the thing is, when I say it can be auto-populated, when the citizen is entering the data, he enters the area, he enters the schedule, immediately the encumbrance on that property pops up. Whether this property is safe to buy or not safe to buy. This is not done anywhere. I can very safely say nowhere in the country that you will get this kind of a facility where you will, while you are entering data, you will realize whether you should buy that property, not buy that property. And so, and when you, it pulls from Bhumi, the system speaks to Bhumi, pulls that extent, whether the person is the real owner, whether he is the, as he claims, whether that extent that he is saying is correct, whether there is a sketch involved with it, all that can be checked, and while he is doing the entry. So, in the marriage module also, there is some re-engineering. I will not go into that because it will take a little longer time. I will leave it to my colleague, the additional IGR who is here. He will later on speak about it. This is the number of softwares that has been integrated. You should see the complexity of so many things. Income tax, Bhumi, Mojini, E-Sottu, E-Asti, Sakala, E-Sign, Aadhaar, DigiLocker, SMS gateway, all this is integrated with Kaveri 2. And the stakeholders. So what we did is, in the change management, we spent a lot of time training all our stakeholders, our own employees first, citizens. We had open offices for citizens to come and get trained on Sakala, deed writers, advocates, even the treasury officers, many, IT department. We have run series of trainings for all of them. So, it's a 3-stage process: pre-registration, registration, and post-registration. Once the data is uploaded and the payment is made and appointment taken, it moves from the pre-registration to registration. Once the document is presented, his thumb is captured, his signature is captured, then we push one XML to the concerned database. It could be to Bhumi, it could be to E-Sottu or E-Asti. Then the post-registration has a lot of MIS, which you can see, open to public. This is the workflow. Then the benefits. Now, the benefits that public can find is less waiting time, and they can enter their data at their will. Less errors, I would say. A lot of errors used to happen earlier. Then you also become aware of the property liabilities. You will, choose your own time. You will know the process. You will pay directly to the treasury, no challan and no handling of cash. Then there's a lot of reduction on the dependencies on middlemen. You apply for your encumbrance and certified copies, which is faceless, paperless, and cashless. So even for the SRO now, for the IGR also, we have a central server. So we have more control. Earlier, every office had a server. So the servers used to regularly, there used to be problem of server down. Now there is no inconsistency in data. There is no statistical report. Earlier, sub-registrar's office spent most of their time after their office registration hours writing reports. And these were all handwritten or typed reports with lot of errors. So now it generates all these reports. There's no need to take weekly backups. There's no need of writing a CD. No error, less data entry errors. There's less waiting time. There's no timeout issues. So these are the benefits. I'll move directly on to there is a system of tools monitoring the whole process. So in my office, we have all these. We are able to see when a sub-registrar is logging on, when a particular data entry operator is logging on, when he is taking leave, when he is moving out of his office, Whether a machine is working, whether a printer is working, whether a scanner is working, we have a whole lot of complex systems we'll be able to track and manage. So the asset management becomes very easy. Managing attendance of the employees becomes easy. We are able to also check and see if the antivirus is working. So we have a ticketing tool in case of any technical issues. Our own fellows will raise a ticket, and that ticket will be. Then we have a network monitoring tool, asset management tool, attendance monitoring tool. So all these are integrated. So what is important here is, I will just move to the benefits. Earlier, an operator would be able to do a highest number on an average around one operator would be able to do about 40, maximum 20 to 40 registrations. Now they're able to do 83 to 90 registrations. Some of them have done 107, some of them have done 113. So every single operator has increased his speed. So, and revenue, along with that considerable revenue, we were able to do 26 to 27,000 registrations in a day and collect around 326 crores in one day. This is the efficiency of the system. So I have not really been able to do justice, and my colleagues here will be able to carry it forward and will be able to answer your questions.